Sask is banned, it actually is quite fun in the drafts, right? We do see a lot of flexibility, a lot of creativity in the mid lane. Sometimes we get to even see a Yve earlier on.
Oh!
But wait a second, look at this.
Wow!
Ling.
Team Liquid PH on the blue side, Falcons AP Brent opt to leave the Ling open, which has basically been almost permanently banned and contested for throughout the entirety of SPS. But Falcons AP Brent still get their hands on this Sask, which was a huge problem in game number 1. Maybe Carl TZ can do even more now that he has access to Ling.
I mean, first of all, crazy approach, right, from both of the teams. But yeah, Ling is back. Carl TZ, we have shown him on the Fanny, we have shown Julian, but this Ling, right, it's still up in the air. We don't know. I don't know. It's good. It's going to be excellent. Let's see. Team Liquid, though, will opt for a counter. Moskov. Here, a very good pickup as well from the side of Team Liquid. Maybe Edith. Okay, Edith is banned. So, Team Liquid, maybe Terizla, right? Giving a hero for Sanford. But no, Team Liquid will secure a mid lane.
Interesting. Okay, so mid lane Vexana is going to be able to outpush the Zas. Won't be able to trade as effectively, but at the end of the day, it's two very separate anchors who have two very different jobs during the team fight. So that really begs the question, right? What are the initiation pickoff tools coming out from the side of TLPH to force that situation?
Well, maybe that's why Falcons AP Brand, they don't like the mobility from the side of Team Liquid. They will try to hinder with that Ruby. Well, there you go. The Kaja band comes through again from the side of Falcons AP Bren. They dislike, they do not want to deal with JP's initiation problems potential.
Honestly, this is a problem for TLPH, right? Now that the Kufra was banned out by themselves, by the way, the Ruby picked up, the Kaja banned out, and the Tigreal on top of it has been banned out. What option do they have for a stopper at this point? Cho? Are they forcing a Cho here on TLPH?
I think they were expecting the Cho, but at the same time, I don't know whether JP can actually perform on it. It's one of those heroes that you don't get to see him play that often, and he's more reliable on the Kaja, oftentimes more than not. And I think that Falcons AP Bren really want to say it. In this game, it's JP's fault whether we win or lose.
I mean, Falcons AP Bren, they're putting 5 bans, technically, right, with that even towards JP, plus Kufra, Arlet, and
exactly.
Krok.
So the only hero he's picked up is Carmilla.
That's actually a really good shout here.
Not good.
But they haven't won that many games with
Yeah.
Carmilla as well. The win rate for TLPH and Carmilla, not exactly beyond the 50% mark. But we do see the Terizla as the first pick in the second phase from Falcons AP Brent.
They want to add more enabler, right? With the Ruby, they need someone that can peel as well. And maybe that Terizla is going to be an answer. Team Liquid, they also need peel here. Sure, they have the Eternal's Guards Lord from that Vexana. What else? They need crowd control.
I mean, they also need a couple of winning lanes, right?
Exactly.
This is under the assumption that TLPH want to get Carl TZ ahead. And the only way to do that is by like, hey, putting you at like 10% HP, pre-level 4, and then Carl's just like, Finch points, haha!
That's why I think that the Terizla pickup from the side of Falcons AP Bren is actually quite brilliant, right? Because it's giving a question over to Sanford. Are you sure? Okay. Okay. Because initially I thought that maybe with the Terizla being picked up, they would force TLPH in a position where they'd have to choose something like the X-Borg or a CC maybe, which is quite awkward for the composition that TLPH has brought. But now the Hylos coming in as well as a Cho. Okay, who is going where, and do we like it or not?
I think there is a possibility that they still throw this Roger in towards the jungle and give Super Marco carry all over again, right? Because again, that front line is going to be a little bit of an issue, and especially for Roger, it's going to feel quite bad when you have Purify and you're getting doved underneath your turret by the Ling. There are options for counterplay, but I think that's why Ruby has been picked up so early on.
Well, there you go. The Roger will go to the gold lane instead. Alpha will be locked in here. So though, will it fall JP? Yeah. Hylos JP?
Yeah.
Stand for Cho.
Hylos jungle, right? We've seen a lot of Hylos in the EXP
roam.
lane. But it's, oh yeah, I mean Hylos roam, sorry. Where's my head right now? But yeah, back to that point, right? When you mentioned about the flex pick into the Roger, it's basically the same idea, right? They do need an answer to really chunk down these beefy front lines, but they don't go for the carry, they go for the alpha instead. So it technically does have the same idea, but Hylos roam. We haven't seen that too often. Is this the first time we've actually seen Hylos in the roam? Will it work? I'm gonna throw it over to you boys.
I mean, playoffs, yeah, this is the first time, right? I mean, the high loss, I think it threw us off a little that we thought it will be automatically go to the Flap TZ side, but no. Glorious pathway, good against Ruby, so let's see how effective it will be.
Yeah, and I think especially when it comes down to follow-up, Ruby likes to displace people, pull them out of position. The Glorious Pathway allows TLPH to actually find that possibility to regroup. But as we come in here, it's currently 1-0 in favor of FCAP as we head into game number 2 between TLPH on the blue side, once again, against Falcons AP Bren on the red.
Let's see who will take game 2. Well, you can see here that, yeah, okay, Concussive Blast Tenacity as well for the side of JP. So yeah, Revitalize though, that's going to add more healing towards their team fight potential.
Okay, so I guess JP wants to be able to not only save lives and support the team in regrouping, but also get mass value once they are looking for that counter engage. So it begs the question, are they going to be the first ones to make that move, considering that they're very early game oriented? Like, as soon as Sanford hits level 4, I'm expecting him to find something, but now Kyle is in so much trouble here, getting hit by a single fear, put him out of his misery, and now Few caught out of position by JP, and that's going to be another kill handed over to TLPH to open up the early game.
Man, the GOAT himself on the sling, very aggressive already. We have yet to reach minute number 2, but already 2 kills on the board for the Cavalries.
Really nicely done, and especially since they found a very slight advantage where Carl TZ rotates faster, hits level 4 faster, and Kyle was still level 3. So again, Falcons AP Bread, they gotta move with the times. They gotta keep up tempo against TLPH like they did in game number 1.
I mean, hey, Team Liquid here, minute 2, already 1,000 gold lead. That's a huge gold gap already. And yeah, it seems like they are still going for the aggressive plays here. But FCAP, you know what? They want to neutralize the situation. They still want to contest this turtle.
Well, speaking of which, Turtle is already spawned. JP hits level 4 while Ogwin is currently at level 3. Kyle doesn't mind delaying this, but the same can be said about Carl TZ, who's just power farming the rest of his jungle before he gets involved.
Well, you can see the setup as well here. Both teams not in a rush for this turtle. Take here, Kyle and Flap. They rotate your top side, Sanford.
Oh, Spear of Alpha does connect, forcing Sanford to actually flicker away. He still has the way of the dragon. He can still make a play. He just might not participate in this upcoming fight. Wait, he stops the recall. It looks like they're going to rotate for this. Falcon AP Brent will hold priority for now. JP getting involved, gets into the middle of the range. You could know hits 3. Glorious Pathway as they both get sucked in. Spear of Alpha is looking to toot, but it's going to be Kyle who finds that turtle. Despite having to play in a Tempest, Carl TZ does find one back as he's looking to get away. Few trying to zone the rest. 2 are low. Sanji flickers out, and JP, despite everything that revitalized, could not keep his boys alive.
Yeah, very good execution there by Falcons AP Bren, and a recovery as well. Sure, economy slightly for still Team Liquid, but they got the neutral objective. And now Carl TZ, I think his oil will go down a bit, right? Carl TZ now will find more openings perhaps towards the mid if you oblige. But bottom side is Benny QT and Super Marco. Ogwen isn't that free as well. Will they commit? I don't think so.
Yeah, Benny QT, he's being relayed information, right? They know that it was going to be an orange start from a Kyle TZ side based off of the information found by Carl when he went for the early invade at the 2nd minute of the game. Here we go, JP locking down with Law and Order on towards Ogwen. He dashes away as Carl TZ does finish off the Berserker's Fury.
Again, tempo will go down. It's anybody's game, of course, but Flap TZ, he wants the War Axe here on this Terizla, so he wants that damage as well, already locked in. Let's see though, penalty zone with the combination, will it be enough to wreak havoc in the formations of Team Liquid?
Now there is a slight EXP lead for Flap TZ, which is about 1 minion, maybe 1.5 minions based on the EXP bars from both of them. But I want to see the movements coming in from TLPH, right? Because again, they are still up in terms of gold, EXP, and even the kill count.
They are trying to properly set up for the next turtle here. They do not want to waste resources, spells, especially ults as well, big ults. So let's see, Team Liquid, what will they do with the Ling still top lane? I think he wants to clear and then rotate towards the turtle side of the map.
Interesting. So Samford gives up the wave over to Carl TZ on the top side because he knows he rotates even faster despite being playing Cho. At this point of time, FCAP, they hold priority over this. Can they find the steal as Kyle's trying to blitz it down? He's going to get locked and quickly hit by the third hit. G could no. No way of the Dragons. They get pulled in by the I'm Offended. Glorious pathway as well as Samford finally gets his kick off of Flap. He tries the flicker. Penalty zone flicker as well. And they do get him. Sanji is out of there. Even with the Eternal Guard being called, Super Marco manages to live.
Yeah, that was a Falcons AP Bren exploiting the fact that Carl TZ was top lane and wasn't in the fight, right? They saw that, yay, there's no link, let's just ram at Team Liquid's formation, and there you go. They got the newts, they got the fight as well, and now this gold lead that Team Liquid has earlier on diminished.
Oh, BenQT unable to get some kind of EXP or gold back, as Few is able to take away the river crab. Falcons AP Bread sticking very tightly together to make sure that this is going to be a clean early game, and they're going even as they are slowly scaling up. Carl gets into the mix against Flap TZ here. I don't think he'll be able to kill him just yet, despite having a 2-level lead, but let's look back a bit as we see JP caught out in the middle of the mix. Spear of Alpha as well. Can't even abuse the movement speed from the Glorious Pathway.
Yeah, too much crowd control there. Even he spent his ult to no avail. He still falls. Carl TZ though, shout out has the House Clouds already. So that's critical and lifesteal in hand. Expects now he can dive more. He can perhaps take on the Terizla top lane.
Well, let's find out, because once again, both Flap TC and Super Marco have been doing a really good job, as a lot of the tempo and a lot of the plays being made by Falcons AP Ren is just ahead of the curve against TLPH. And this is off of like a single team fight, despite TLPH finding 3 kills so early on.
Yeah, but what a recovery from Falcons AP Ren, right? And now with the last turtle spawning, Falcons AP Ren, definitely they want to have that perfect turtle. Team Liquid, they are in position to a contest.
Oh, Kyle does spot out Samford. He's trying to get on out of there. The Dominator's Descent is already out. Third in Jikuno towards Owen side, but JP forced to use the Glorious Pathway and disengage from the Eternal Guard. That's a lot of big ticket ultimates being used from both sides as they just want this turtle. Carl, he's sticking nearby. He gets right on top of you, knowing that he doesn't have the Dominator's Descent. Quickly with the Blade of Tempest, he should be able to find this. The Spear Alpha does connect while the backline is getting zoned away by Flap TZ. Nobody's dead just yet, but Carl can't have enough energy to do everything. He ends up dying on the wall as Flap is still looking for more. Way of the Dragon underneath the turret, but Open saves his life, quickly locking him down.
Again, same like the second turtle, Falcons AP Brand, they are a man up in that turtle fight. Benny was busy pushing bottom side, and of course they exploit that fight again. They get the perfect turtle, and Team Liquid again behind Carl TZ though. His rotations will be slightly punished because of that death.
Yeah, and Falcons AP Brand continue to hurt the economy of TLPH. Every single time they've won a team fight, they take all the neutrals. Wait, penalty zone coming in from Flap TZ with Dominator's Descent. Take him out, Kyle TZ. So far ahead, tanking the damage. Glorious Pathway to keep him in check. And now it's going to be the Divine Blades coming down. Fuel finds one, Flap TZ finds another, and Samford is able to trade one back. It's still a 3-for-1 trade in favor of Falcons AP Brand, as BenQT is pushing on the opposite side of the map. They're trying to keep this tier 1 available, but now they've already costed them another structure. Falcons not happy with this, going to finally break mid T1 as Super Marco is done with Samford. Third hit of Jikundo connects. BenQT says no, stop it. We're done with this.
Man, what is this damage from Super Marco? He has Windtalker, Endless Battle, and Malefic Roar, so that's why, right? I mean, you got physical resist. I have the true damage from that Endless Battle, and top it off, Malefic Roar. So yeah, Team Liquid PH, they need to think twice when committing on towards fight, because Super Marco, man, he is definitely online.
I think that even Kyle is quite a dangerous force now. His third item is going to be the Winter Crown, so he wants to be able to initiate these fights, or at least try to counter-initiate into the biggest mass of TLPH TLPH members as possible, and then go invulnerable to try to keep himself alive.
Yeah, that's another layer from the side of Falcon AP Bren that Team Liquid needs to solve, right? And yeah, of course, Falcon AP Bren, they do not forget about structures. Tier 2 bottom side now taken care of. So Team Liquid, again, have less space to work with.
Oh, Sanford trying to make the play. Luckily is able to Shinpo away from the I'm offended. Here comes Carl.
Wow.
As you notice that his orange buff gets stolen away by Super Marco. That's a little unfortunate here because the purple buff has not respawned just yet. They don't mind sacrificing a T2 for mid T1 of Falcon's AP Bren, but now the Lord is up and they're blitzing it so fast. Look at it melt away just with the help of Carl. Flap is trying to zone as many people as possible. Spirit of Alpha does not connect, but the penalty zone does. Sanford in the middle of all three of them, can't seem to get out of here. It's too much. He goes for the way of the dragon on towards Ogwin's side, but Kyle is able to take one back. Dominator's Descent tells everybody else at TLPH that the charge stops here.
There's no angle whatsoever from the side of Team Liquid. Oh, yeah, okay, Black TZ.
But Super Marco finds one, looks for a second, forcing Sanji to flicker out of there. Ogwin locks down Carl. As soon as you use your ult, you are dead meat. Falcon's AP Bren, 4-0 on top of the Lord.
And that play, that fight, that might be enough for Falcon's AP Bren to take game 2. Let's see though with this Lord, can they crack the base? Team Liquid, yeah, questionable decisions there. They know they were behind, they kept on fighting, and of course with the economy lead that Falcon's AP Bren has, they are more than welcome to have more fights. Now Falcon's AP Bren on the offense, they will look for, I think with this firepower, they can take down 2 inhibitors. Let's see the defense though.
Yep, they're gonna have to wait until the second wave comes by. They still have the barriers of these inhibitors to get rid of. Here comes the Lord. Let's see whether or not Falcon's AP Bren want to dive this way. You can see the Glorious Pathway come up from JP, but the Conceal from Owen pulls it back with the I'm offended. The Eternal Guard is still nearby, but JP might just be going down, forcing himself to use that Conceal to make it back. Falcon's AP Bren, they've gotten everything that they've wanted. They've got a gold lead, the economy, but most importantly, off of this first Lord, that's an inhibitor turret on the bottom side.
Yeah, I think 2 inhibitors is a little bit too ambitious. And of course, Team Liquid has the resources to just relieve off 2 lanes for that Lord. Take a look at Ling, right? Doing work, he looks for a farm as well, relieving off pressure from that bottom side of the map. Falcon's AP Bren though, they might want to fight here. Oh, that I'm offended does not connect.
Oh, this looks good! And then Super Marco forced to use his Purify. He made a mistake way, and the Dragon is going to connect against them as they're getting slowed down with the Dominator's Descent. JP trying his absolute best to create space, but with the Dominator's Descent, they've got nothing. Carl is trying to get on out of there as well, getting beamed down despite triggering the War Cry. That's 2 for 1 in favor of Falcon's AP Bren.
Oh, they'll take it. Team Liquid will take any wins that they can, and especially if it's Super Marco. The shutdown bounty now head over towards Team Liquid. Let's see, mid is weak. Falcon's AP Bren, they're gonna force this.
Oh, Spirit of Alpha once again. Benny QT getting absolutely melted here. Winds of Nature ain't gonna protect him from true damage as Kyle TZ chunks him out. Carl, he knows he doesn't have Spirit of Alpha, but he's running out of time because Spear of Alpha is on a really short cooldown. He sees all 4 of those members, he's out of there. He's given vision and he's pulling away, making sure that the wave clear is prioritized.
Yeah, I mean, 7,000 goldie here, Gideon. It's a little bit too much, overwhelming. Let's see Team Liquid. Can they find the angle to neutralize the economy and the map control? Falcon's AP Bren, 13 minutes and very convincing, very strong. Lord, 10 seconds. So yeah, Carl TC will be the main target.
Well, he gets pulled in by the I'm offended, but he's got plenty of members to make something happen. He's going to disengage because that purple buff is way too important. Flap trying to zone as many as possible. It's like he's forced to use his ult super early on, including the Eternal Guard to make it happen as well. But still, very dangerous. Lord is up, and there's a missing retribution on Carl TZ.
Yeah, that's info already, right? Falcon's AP Bren, they want to blitz this one out. Sanford, JP, they're just hovering. They have no space to work with.
I mean, Carl doesn't have that purple, but he can't contest this without his retribution. 10 more seconds, and Falcons, they find the punish. Sanford, he might be in some trouble here. Super Marco has chunked him out. Glorious Pathways, JP gets pulled in by the I'm offended, even using the Revitalize to make sure that he's topped up.
Yeah, JP, hard game, right? I mean, it's thus far Lord marching mid. Let's see here. Falcons AP Bren. Okay, Carl Teasy finding compensation, right? Top lane is weak. They saw the opportunity. He saw the opportunity and he'll take it. Though still, Falcons AP Bren, they can end this game with this Lord.
Yeah, luckily Carl was able to at least take out one of the waves. Now they only have to worry about mid as well as bottom side. The conceal is out from JP. Glorious pathway as well as Few. Now under attack, forcing the Dominators instead really early on. Both have traded their ults, but JP is chucked to low. Carl TZ forced the reposition because of the Dominators descent, and here comes Kyle. He's got the Spear of Alpha ready to go. Somebody needs to overextend, but a great clear from TLPH as they push and pull the minions.
Oh, what a defense, right? Very clean and as well as not forced. Oh, purple buff, orange buff battle there. Carl TZ finds it, and the top inhibitor, because of Carl TZ clearing top lane earlier, Gideon, yeah, the top lane still stands.
Nicely done. Let's look at the item list to see what these teams are going to be building towards the latter half of the game. Because once again, the biggest problem that they're having is that the physical damage from Super Marco was pretty nifty, pretty good, as some may call it. Maybe some anti-cuirasses might be in play, but not if they don't have the gold to buy it.
That's the thing, right? I mean, gold, yeah, GDS, done, locked in, and Wind of Nature. So Super Marco, sure, you can build anti-cuirass, but then there's that true damage from that endless battle as well, right? That will come into effect. Sanford, maybe he's going on towards the Immortal here, maybe looking for that extra life. Let's see though, they need something than just extra life here. They need a mistake from Falcons AP Brand. They're waiting, right? Penny QT, item-wise, he's ready. Corrosion, DHS Golden Staff, even the Malefic Roar on top of it. So damage-wise, he is already there. But the opening, the positioning, the timing here is what TM Liquid needs.
It's hard, right? Because the main cores of Falcon's AP Bren have Purified. Few has been targeted time and time again. He's been trying, Sanford has been trying to find a Wave of the Dragon onto Few, and then Chain sees it together with Sanji to get the big one-shot. But that Purify allows Few to get out some pretty sticky situations. The same can be said about Super Marco, unless it was just now. This purple buff is so important. Third energy could go on the 4 members as he's trying to go for the Wave of the Dragon. Ogwin says no. Penalty zone only catches JP as he drops the Glorious Pathway. Falcons AP Bread have won every single one of these situations from minute 1, but TLPH refused to bow down.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to see, and Carl TZ, even with him being topside, means that he will concede potentially the final Lord of this game. He will try to repeat what he did last time though. Let's see, Falcons AP Bren, will they do something about it?
Carl, he's sticking around, hoping that he catches somebody rotating in an awkward spot. Hopefully he spots out Super Marco, but actually Super Marco is on the opposite side of the map. He's down towards the bottom side, covered by Few as well as Kyle.
Well, again, this might be the final push of the game. Falcons AP Bren, can they take game 2?
Let's find out. Owen already with the conceal. The Amon Bend doesn't connect on anybody. Eternal Guard has been dropped as well. This might be the blunder of a lifetime as the front line is starting to melt away as we see Benny QT getting multiple hits on towards them. And Carl already finds one SOD ready to be taken by Benny QT anytime. He takes it. Sanford keeps going forward as Carl TZ cleans up that back line. Benny QT once again 1v3 against Super Marco, ends up going down. Immortality coming out from JP, but it's totally fine as Carl TZ needs to be able to clean this up. The Spear of Alpha does not connect. The double kill already. And the Lycan pounce. Immortality from Carl. Does he have energy? Finch points, jumps back into the minions. They've got to reset before the rest of FCAP start cracking down on their base. No inhibitors left. And now FCAP just healing off of the minions. Can you do it, Carl? Penalty zone on towards Sanji's side. Lycan pounce to take him out. And that is game. Falcons AP Bren going to be crushing TLPH in match number 2.
They defied the odds.